Hello, welcome to In the Den with Dr. Jenn, an open-minded and fun place for women to explore sexuality in a comprehensive manner and start thinking about female sexuality outside the box. I did a show a while back on some of the basic differences between erotica and pornography. Now, I've been doing more thinking about this and research on it, and I've come up with a list of reasons why women may be particularly uncomfortable with this. And I think this is important to know for digging at your own values and deep-seated beliefs on the topic, as well as if you're out there watching and have a female partner with whom you're interested in introducing pornography or erotica to the relationship. First, it can seem offensive because of its graphic and bold presentation of sexuality, which removes much of the veil of intimacy and privacy. You know, a lot of us learn that sex is supposed to be private. Second, it's not uncommon for women to learn when growing up that explicit sexuality is just dirty or slutty. And this can be a deeply held value that's challenged through porn. 3, fear that it means you're a bad person if you watch others having sex and enjoy it. 4th, the lack of romance in much of these sexual depictions can seem to devalue the connection between two individuals and the connection in the sexual union. 5th, pornography can be intimidating to some women because it makes them feel like they have to perform like the women in the film. And lastly, equally intimidating and disturbing is the potentially self-conscious feel you get because you know you don't look like those perfect bodies on the screen, and maybe you feel like you're being judged in that way. Now, I think a lot of mainstream pornography can elicit these types of responses in women, which are totally valid and make a lot of sense. But there are some other options out there. I was honored to be able to interview the award-winning erotic filmmaker Tony Comstock at the recent International Lingerie Show in Las Vegas. He is definitely an artist in his approach to filmmaking and erotica. Hey, we're here again in Las Vegas at the Rio Hotel at the International Lingerie Show, and I'm here with Tony. Could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm a filmmaker. I make erotic documentaries profiling the sex lives of real couples.
Excellent. Okay, could you tell me a little bit about what you do, how it's different than other erotic films out there?
Well, how's it different? Each film profiles one couple and looks at their relationship, but looks at the relationship through the prism of their sexuality. That's how you get to know them. That's how you get to like them, because that's what makes a fun film, is to have characters that you care about and you like. After the interview, which is intercut with some glimpses of their lovemaking, once you've got to know them, that's kind of like foreplay. When you understand the context of sex and their relationship, you see them make love, and the lovemaking is all shot on film. I don't think anybody is shooting real lovemaking on real film, which gives it a look which is really beautiful, and that's what we do.
Nice. So you're presenting couples in the context of their relationship, so we see that kind of bigger picture. So are your films, do women like your films, and if so, why?
Women love these films. Men love these films too. I think the reason that women like them is because the way the sexuality is presented is, rather than inviting a comparison where you're kind of looking at the screen and saying, oh, well, she's got long legs, or she's got big boobs, or her hair is perfect, or anything like that. We work with people just kind of the way we find them. They're good-looking people, but they're not glammed up. That's not our style. Our style is people and sex as it is in the real world, and that's very, very beautiful. So instead of getting that kind of comparison or covetousness, it's more of a reflection, that you're seeing something that you can relate to. If you don't feel like, oh, that's us, you might feel like, oh, that's the neighbor couple down the street that we like, and we're getting a kind of a privileged view of their relationship.
Very unique, very different than what's out there.
I don't think there's anything like it, frankly.
Excellent. Could you share with us one of the kind of weirdest or wackiest things that happened during filming of a
of a series?
I'd say the most unexpected thing that ever happened to us. We spent 5 years testing ideas about how to shoot, how to edit, how to make these films. So we're shooting tests. They're not released. This is all stuff in the Comstock vaults. It'll never be seen. Second time we're ever out, this couple, nice couple, mid-30s, like them, got along really well. So we get everything set up and okay, go. So they start to kiss and they start to undress each other, and he gets her out of her skirt, out of her underwear, and down in the bed, and he's going down on her, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and his whole hand is inside of her. Now, this is something that my wife and I don't do, and we've read about it. We've heard about, like, you got to take a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of lube, and this was just like whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're kind of surprised. Well, that was just the beginning of a really rollicking, like, 30-minute sex scene. By the end of it, she's on her hands and knees, you know, face down, ass up. He's back in her with his fist again. This is after all kinds of fucking and cocksucking and pussy eating and the whole thing. He's back in her again and, you know, grinding away, and she is grunting and calling out his name and giggling. And finally she's had enough of that, and he gets up and he tears off his shirt like Superman and mounts her anally and just reams her, and she's loving it. And, you know, and the whole thing ends like she kind of like can't take the pounding anymore, not her insides but her outsides. Her legs won't hold her up, and so she's flat on the bed, and he's just drilling her and then kissing her, and they're just one of the best kisses I've ever seen. And he comes and they roll over and cuddle up, and my wife and I, this is like the second time, this is our second test. My wife and I are kind of like, wow. So what we learned from that is that when you ask a couple ahead of time, you know, if you do anything that's out of the ordinary, you ought to let us know that you really, that's the wrong way to ask the question, because what's a normal Tuesday night for one couple might be really different from what's a normal Tuesday night from another couple. So that was a good lesson learned. From there on, we don't ask people, do you do anything unusual? We say, tell us about what you do.
Thank you. That was a great story to share, and I appreciate your explicitness too. Thank you, and thank you so much. You know, for the series that you create, because they definitely stand out. Through Zip Zap Toys, we have viewed so much of the erotica and porn that's out there, and it's nice to see something that's just very different and very real. So thank you, appreciate it, and thanks for being here with me.
Great, thanks a lot.
Sexual fun fact number
237.
Are you familiar with this ancient Egyptian symbol? The Ankh is one of the most familiar of Egyptian hieroglyphs. It resembles the Christian cross with a loop above the transverse bar. So my question for you is, true or false? The Ankh actually symbolizes the male and female genitalia. Well, yes and no. This has been a more common interpretation of this symbol, but doesn't necessarily have any historical backing. There seems to be less dispute that it is a symbol for life, which is actually quite related to genitalia. Den recommend. Here in San Diego, I host a series of sexy women in wine workshops at local trendy wine bars. I offer education and empowerment for women around sensual products and sexual toys. And our latest installment in this series is our erotic movie review evening, aka porn and popcorn.
Yeah,
we gather women in a private room in a wine bar, view some clips of erotic movies that we've highlighted, discuss them, pass around some luxury, high-quality items, and really create an environment that most women have never experienced before. And what became so apparent is that real couples having real sex that they're actually both enjoying is amazingly hot compared to contrived sex scenes with actors, and I use that term loosely. So if you're interested in this genre of real couples sex, whether in the vein of Comstock Films or as educational, like erotic massage, sex tips and fantasy, G-spot, or anal play, you can check out a nice variety at Zip Zap Toys. So to all you porn lovers or haters, visit me at DrJennsDen.com, ZipZapToys.com, or email me at jennifer@DrJennsDen.com. And if you're a woman who's interested in greater passion, relationship satisfaction, and self-love in your life, drop me an email so we can set up a free trial session to see how I could serve you as your female sexual empowerment coach. So, bow chicka bow bow. Be kind to yourself.
You can always just say sexual fun fact number and then don't say anything, and we can do a voiceover of whatever number we want in a deep man's voice. Sexual fun fact number 2, 3, 4.
I like that too.